In this video we are going to talk about top 10 heroes of history. Number 10. Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was an American statesman, diplomat, lawyer, architect, philosopher, and founding father who served as the third president of the United States from 1801 to 1809. Jefferson was born on April 13, 1743, and passed away on July 4, 1826. Before that, he served as the second vice president of the United States under John Adams, and before that, he was the first Secretary of State of the United States under George Washington. Jefferson was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence. He was a supporter of democracy, republicanism, and individual rights, which inspired the American colonists to declare independence from the Kingdom of Great Britain and establish a new nation. Jefferson was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence. At the state, national, and international levels, he was responsible for producing documents and choices that were formative. Number 9. Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was the king of Macedonia from 336 BC to 323 BC during his reign, and he was responsible for the conquest of a vast empire that extended from the Balkans to Pakistan in the contemporary day. In the course of his reign, Alexander the Great made a significant contribution to the world of his day and sent reverberations into the distant future. Alexander's victories helped establish him as a legendary character and served as a source of motivation for subsequent generations. According to what Cartledge wrote, before the dawn of the internet, Alexander the Great was perhaps the most famous human being that had ever lived. Not only Caesar and Augustus, but also Mark Antony, Napoleon, Hitler, and other would-be Western world conquerors found inspiration in his astonishing career of conquest. Number 8. Aristotle. During the classical period in ancient Greece, the philosopher and polymath Aristotle was active. He was a student of Plato and is credited with establishing the Peripatetic school of philosophy inside the Lyceum as well as the larger Aristotelian tradition. His publications touch on a wide range of topics, including physics, biology, zoology, metaphysics, logic, ethics, aesthetics, poetry, theater, music, rhetoric, psychology, linguistics, economics, politics, meteorology, geology, and government, to name just a few. Aristotle created a sophisticated synthesis of the many different philosophies that were in existence before he did. His teachings were the primary source from which the Western world gained not just its intellectual language but also its issues and techniques of investigation. As a consequence of this, his philosophy has had a one-of-a-kind impact on nearly every branch of knowledge in the Western world, and it continues to be a topic of discussion in contemporary philosophical circles. Number 7. Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was a German politician who was born in Austria and held the position of dictator of Germany from 1933 until his death in 1945. He was executed in 1945. He rose to prominence as the leader of the Nazi Party, first becoming chancellor in 1933 and then acquiring the title of Führer and Reichskanzler the following year in 1934. In the midst of his tyranny, on September 1, 1939, Hitler invaded Poland, which marked the beginning of World War II in Europe. He was intimately involved in military operations for the entirety of the war and had a pivotal role in the execution of the Holocaust, which was the systematic murder of about 6 million Jews in addition to millions of other victims. Number 6. George Washington. George Washington was an American military officer, statesman, and founding father who held the position of President of the United States for the first term, 1789 to 1797. His presidency spanned the years 1789 to 1797. Washington was given the position of commander of the Continental Army by the Continental Congress. During the American Revolutionary War, he led the Patriot forces to victory and later served as president of the Constitutional Convention of 1787, which was responsible for drafting the Constitution of the United States and establishing the American federal government. Because of his multifaceted leadership during the early stages of the nation's development, George Washington is sometimes referred to as the father of the nation. Number 5. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was an American lawyer and statesman who was elected as the 16th President of the United States in 1861 and served in that role until the year 1865, when he was assassinated. Lincoln was successful in maintaining the Union, eradicating slavery, strengthening the federal government, and modernizing the economy of the United States while serving as President of the United States during the American Civil War. Number 4. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was a well-known actor, poet, and playwright from England. It is generally agreed upon that he is the best author working in the English language and the most talented dramatist in the history of the planet. He is frequently referred to as the national poet of England and the Bard of Avon, or simply the Bard. His existing works, which include collaborations, include approximately 39 plays, 154 sonnets, 3 lengthy narrative poems, and a few additional verses, some of which are ambiguously attributed to other authors. His works have been performed more frequently than those of any other playwright, and they have been translated into every significant language still in use today. His writings are continuously researched and analyzed, proving that he is still widely considered to be the most significant author working in the English language. Number 3. Muhammad. Muhammad ibn Abdullah was a religious, social, and political leader in Arab society. He is also recognized as the founder of the religion of Islam, which is practiced all over the world. He was a prophet who was divinely inspired to proclaim and reaffirm the monotheistic doctrines that had previously been preached by Adam, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and other prophets, according to Islamic religion. Within the Islamic faith, he is revered as the final prophet, or the seal of the prophets. Muhammad is credited with unifying Arabia under an unified Muslim state, with the Quran, as well as his teachings and actions, serving as the foundation of the religious belief system of Islam. Muhammad was a man with exceptional attributes. He was a true hero because of his exemplary love for people, charismatic leadership qualities, and strong moral character. In addition to being a prophet, Muhammad was a man with outstanding attributes. Because he has such compassion and love for all people, it is clear that he was born for the purpose of bringing humanity greater awareness and prosperity. Number 2. Napoleon. Napoleon, who was born on August 15, 1769 and died on May 5, 1821, was a French military and political leader who rose to prominence during the French Revolution and led several successful campaigns during the Revolutionary Wars. Napoleon is also known by his regnal name, Napoleon I. Napoleon was born on August 15, 1769 and died on May 5, 1821. Between the years 1799 and 1804, he served as first consul and was the de facto leader of the French Republic. Between the years 1804 to 1814, and then again in 1815, he ruled France as emperor under the name Napoleon I. The political and cultural impact that Napoleon left behind has endured, and he is considered to be one of the most revered and contentious figures in the annals of human history. Number 1. Jesus. Around 2,000 years ago, there was a man named Jesus who was both a teacher and a prophet. More than 1/3 of the people living on our planet identify themselves as Christians, also known as adherents to the teachings that Jesus left behind. It is estimated that there are approximately 10 million Christians in China. Christians believe that Jesus Christ is both the Son of God and the Messiah, also known as the Savior that the Bible foretold would come from Israel. The term the Christ comes from the Greek phrase the Anointed One, which is another name for the Messiah. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.